Hey everybody, how we doing out there? It's Enter Tournament of Champions podcast. This is the only podcast, don't fact check me, that where three fucking nerds come together whenever the fuck we can. I'm already breaking the fuck rule like immediately.
Yeah,
we're not getting monetized for this one, YouTube.
Yeah, not at all.
Look forward to that 19-cent check every month.
And we come together and we rank, and sometimes just rank, but most of the time we rank and then debate things, and it's friendly. You know, we keep it friendly. We've been doing this for like almost 100 episodes now, and we're still friends. So that shows you can debate things and not be complete assholes to each other.
Wow, what a concept!
I know, it's crazy. The internet has not grasped onto that yet.
They'll catch on. They're all out there not listening right now, so they'll catch on.
Yeah, exactly. This is pretty much just for us at this point. But whatever, fuck it. Who cares? Fuck it. We'll do it live. Not really. This is taped. We'll do it taped. Fuck it.
With minimal edits.
Exactly. Fuck it. I'll edit the intro and outro song and then post it. Fuck it.
Yeah, hope you don't say anything weird. Because I'm not cutting it out. Yeah.
Exactly. So 2018. 2018 was last year. First off, first mistake. Second mistake, didn't introduce any of us. My name's Jeff, and I am joined, as always, by Kyle.
Yeah, I'm the one who's going to be screaming over here on this end a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just loud.
I'm joined by the man with too many fucking nicknames, JD, and we're all
cool
about it.
Too many nicknames, not enough video games. Hey, that's me this year.
Cannot wait to just I cannot wait. He's gonna limp all the way through his 5 video games, and I'm just gonna eat it up. It's gonna be great. You didn't do your homework, bud. You just sat here and just didn't do anything for half a year.
I played Destiny like a fucking idiot at the beginning of the year.
Doesn't count
so much.
And then I played Division 2, and that
counts.
Just. Yeah, I mean that counts, but that's like my entire year is that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's like the Whiplash scene that I referenced.
That's not
now.
a games with a service game.
No, just give me more games that cost $16 like fucking Pedro, please. That's doable.
Yeah. I can't believe that game is that cheap. That's amazing.
It's so good.
I can't believe Pedro's so good.
Yeah. Pedro, why you hurt so good, man? That was almost racist, but I steered it away from that.
It's at the very beginning, too, so if you wanted
at the very beginning of the podcast, too, yeah. Where I was going with before I said the incorrect year, 2019, we're already halfway through it. What the fuck happened?
Wow.
Insane.
What the fuck happened? So we're going to do our annual mid-year top 5 list to see where we're at. And we're kind of hoping, I guess hoping is the right word, that a lot of this will change and our lists will be more filled out by the end of the year because, especially for movies, which is the first topic we're going to talk about.
Get the stupid shit out of the way first.
Yeah, like, get this fucking cucky year of movies.
This is kind of why we started the podcast, to talk about movies, and so this year being this bad is it's a real blow to the fuel,
especially
for our
after
podcast,
last year. You know? I mean, last year we all had top 5 mainstays by March.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, no way anything is kicking this out.
My number 1 came out in March. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's going to fucking beat that.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm like, something better beat my top 5 right now.
Yeah, where's that transcendent? I'm just waiting for that transcendent movie to come out. And
waiting for 5 of them. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's not that this year is complete shit, but our top 5, I would say, are very, very good, and you should definitely watch them. But it's just when you compare it to the past 2 years that we've been podcasting, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Where's all the good shit? You know, it's kind of like
is there a movies E3 that we're waiting for to start? So we know what's coming out at the end of the year. We don't know what's happening quite yet. You know,
did you guys see that Lionsgate booth, bro?
There's about 20 movies we didn't know about at the beginning of the year that they're suddenly coming out all of a sudden. So
that'd be actually kind of amazing if the movie industry kind of functioned like that, or at least one studio did and started changing the game. Because, but the thing is, those are such long commitments. Some of them 2 or 3 years that you have to coordinate so much, and then post production and all that stuff that you'd never be able to keep things secret for the most part.
That's so crazy.
But that would be fucking awesome.
we thought it was coming out next year. It's actually coming out this year. I don't know. They could push things forward or something.
They did that with Dr. Sleep. That was supposed to come out next year, and it's coming out this year, which is awesome. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
One.
That's what I'm talking about. I need movies like that coming out. In my
do
life,
that.
You know,
do that more.
We
got
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood coming up soon. So
yeah, you know what? A little more of that, please. Yeah, a little bit of that. That'd be great.
I'm trying to think of other prolific like filmmakers or ones that we follow that have movies coming out this year, and I don't think
Scorsese's Irishman.
Yeah, the Irishman.
Looking forward to that one.
And we already mentioned Tarantino's, but like outside of those guys, like Nolan is next year. Denis Villeneuve is next year.
Yeah.
Diddle the Village.
Diddle my Villeneuve. Diddle my village.
Diddle my villager.
He's next year. I'm pretty sure Spielberg doesn't have anything this year either, and I think he's doing a 2 for next year or something.
Yeah, he's going for the 2-fers lately.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just ask what we're all wondering? Where's Avatar 2? You know, like, come on.
Yeah, I have been waiting.
Breaking up.
You're breaking up.
What movie?
You didn't come in hot on that last one.
You're like the movie Yesterday, but you're the only one who doesn't know what Avatar is.
Cool. That means I am like seriously, literally #blessed.
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't want to know anything about that movie.
It's Smurfs, but in a forest.
It's
and the next
last of the
Smurfs, but like underwater or something.
Smurfeekins. There you go. Minus the good actor. There's no Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, they're like, let's bring Sam Worthington back, and I'm like, why?
I
He's
love
worthless.
That's so good.
It's the only name he has for me.
But he wasn't bad in what's the fucking show?
He was.
He wasn't bad.
He's bad in everything.
I don't remember him in a thing. What were we?
Yeah, he was in. Oh god damn it! It was the true crime thing from last year. Where wasn't he? Son of a bitch!
Oh my god, Manhunt. He was the guy
he was
chasing
Manhunt.
the Unabomber. Yeah.
Who's he in Manhunt?
Yeah, he's the lead detective that's going after Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, and Ted Kaczynski's played by Paul Bettany, and he fucking kills it, dude. It's
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, dude!
I think it might still be on Netflix, but that's where I watched it. Was on Netflix.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
It was good. It was good. It's like what, 6 episodes or something.
Well, it really
it's a short
messes
one,
up my whole nickname if you're telling me he's good at least once. And like,
I mean, he's not worthless.
The show is good. The show is great.
Yeah,
he's does his role fine.
Yeah,
he does what's asked of him.
He shows up and he delivers lines. Yeah. I'm happy
make
for
me
him.
go, why is he in this? And that's a win for him.
It is, you know what? But it's not really a win. But for him,
it is.
It's like a tie, you know.
Sam.
He breaks even.
Now he's Sam Winnington. No, I'm kidding.
No, he'll never be Sam Winnington.
God, I swear we're going to talk about positive things now. All right, so we're going to start
absolutely.
with
Top 5 things we love.
Top 5 movies from so far from this year. The order doesn't really matter. None of it matters anyway. Well, why are we even doing this? But who wants to start? Doesn't really matter to me. You guys want me to start, or?
I mean, I want to start on video games for sure, just because why not keep that joke?
We're doing that. That's why we're doing that in the middle, because you're gonna just let everybody down in the middle, and then we're gonna come back up on high on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I'll start it.
Okay. What's your number? What's your number?
Just get out of the way, man. This is the kind of year we're having. My number 5 is a fucking Dragon Ball Z movie.
Oh wow.
That's where we're at right now, guys. That's where we're at right now.
And you saw that like the second week of January or something.
The second week of January, and it really came out last year in Japan. You know, so it's just like, like, so I love this movie. It's not. There's nothing against this movie. We're movie guys. You know what I mean? Like we're like other movies should be occupying this list right now. So you don't even want to know what the rest of the list looks like. But number 5, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Went there with my roommate Mark, and we saw that movie, and we were transported back to being teenagers again. It was fucking awesome. It was just rad. A bunch of people in there just screaming at, don't kill, oh my god. People just being super fanboys about it. It was fucking cool. Really interactive audience. I think that probably has a lot to do with like its memory staying power. But the animation was awesome. A lot of cool moments. I mean, they're already like pumping out a sequel. So it's just like, it's a lot of fun. Did really well too. Like it would, I think it like dominated like January, which was like unprecedented because it wasn't in very many theaters. So it was still like in the top 10 of that month or whatever.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it did really well.
Yeah, I remember that movie got me a lot of fantasy points because I do the.
You told me that. Yeah. You never underestimate nerds, man. Yeah.
I put like a big movie like in the top spot, and then like the rest of my, I think you have like 8 screens or 10 screens, or whatever, and the rest of them I just put Dragon Ball Z because it was like super cheap, and I knew the tracking for it was
would
really
show
high.
up.
Yeah.
People went and saw the Frieza movie, man. People were fucking gonna come see Broly. I mean, Broly's like that like character that everyone's like, just make him canon. We want him to be canon. Now he's fucking canon, babies. But yeah, it was a good movie, man. Really good fights, like great fights. Can't wait to watch this one. I'm gonna be honest. It's my 5 though of a whole half year. So that's where we're at right now.
That's where we're
Go
at.
ahead. Who's next?
JD or me? Do you which? JD, what do you call it? Call it.
I mean, fuck it. I'll go.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Call it. Friendo. Okay.
Friendo. I love that movie. All right, so my number 5.
Into this? Sorry.
It is. You're married into this? Like he just says it like so disgustingly.
Yeah.
He like doesn't he cough his seed out?
He chokes on like a seed. Yeah.
Oh my god! Fucking. I'm gonna watch that movie right now because it's better than anything this year. So, Toy Story 4 is my number 5.
Such a truth right there, Jesus.
Toy Story 5 is my that's my 6. So just outside.
Oh wow! That's good. It's good. Yeah, got the typical Pixar formula going on.
Toy Story 6, but are we calling it Toy Story 5 or did I mishear?
No, my Toy Story 4 is my 5.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
6.
But I also
see. It's all coming together.
Could have said it wrong, and I'm sure Jeff will edit it out if I did.
No, it's totally me. I just, I've been cleaning all morning. I've got like cleaning products.
Yeah, you got like chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, I've got chemicals going on. Yeah. You gotta butter me up on this movie. I'm trying to go and try and see it this weekend. It's your number 5. It's your number 6. So y'all liked it.
Yeah, it's. I think all of our reservations were just like, why do we need this? Why do we need this story? Is this another Disney cash grab? And man, I don't care if it is because it's great. It's a really good story. I had no idea that we needed that kind of story to resolve itself between these characters. And my other biggest fear was that the new characters that we got would also be just kind of wouldn't be as beloved and. After the movie, I love Key and Peele so much. Their characters are, what is it, Flappy and I don't remember what their names are. They're like cutesy little names.
I thought they were like named after the animals they are, like Ducky and something else.
Is it Ducky? Yeah. Let's see. If only there was a thing where we could look and pull this information up.
I don't know. If anybody can figure out what a website that does that for us, I don't know.
Yeah. It's Bunny, and so there's that, and then I can't find where. Bunny and Ducky.
Did Keanu
Bunny and Ducky
continue his Keanu-sance?
Keanu is fantastic. The only part about his character that I will spoil is that he is Canadian, and that's
a big part of his character. Yeah.
It's a very big part of his character. It's great.
It's fair. Yeah.
But yeah,
I love the stuntman stuff where he's like he can't stop posing. He's like on
the moves and stuff. Oh my god,
it's so good.
And good name, good, and they used him a lot too. He was in it a lot more than I expected. I thought he would kind of be there for like a Halle Berry in John Wick role where he's there for like 2 or 3 scenes and that's it. Or sequences rather.
Once he does show up, he's in it the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but it was good. Outside of the kid freaking out a couple seats down from me in my theater, it was a really enjoyable experience. I was kind of surprised there was as many kids at a 9:30 Alamo show on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Parent better. That's all I have to say.
I mean, it's summer, but really?
At the Alamo, where
at the Alamo Draft
go
House
to see kids movies to avoid kids.
Yeah,
so they can drink and watch kids movies in peace. Jesus.
Like that made me feel more awkward when my 3rd beer arrived than anything else because I'm like,
I would have ordered a
fort
like I was
just to make away with something.
Yeah, I would have just ordered a fort just to make a statement. Like, yeah, that's how much I don't give a shit about your kids being here.
Don't even drink.
I'm drunk in public now. Like in front of them.
Exactly.
Don't bring them here.
Yeah. But
I love the
showings of things.
Toy Story 4 was I was kind of surprised like the whole way through how I spent a lot of time laughing and I was like, there's no standard Pixar tears coming from my face. And then the last 5 minutes happened. And
yeah,
there you go. That's where they all were. It was like a fucking waterfall from my face.
Great. So it's probably like more like an atomic bomb instead of kind of like a few kind of little like, oh boy, that really got me. Just one big one at the end.
I think it's just because of I just at the end I felt the weight of the 4 movies. You know what I mean? Like occurring over. The first one came out in '95 or something like that. So like
24 years. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Occurring over. I wasn't even 10 years old yet. So occurring over that lifetime. And it's more of like a character-driven emotional moment, and not so much a moment that you can go, hey, that happened for me or whatever, or this is just like growing up. It's not necessarily... There's some parallels you can make for sure, but it's not so... I found it difficult to associate myself with what was happening on the screen like I did in Toy Story 3. You know what I mean? Like Toy Story 3 was more like... It was very much more like a directly related to our lives type of thing, where like you're growing out of your toys and you have to give them away.
Right.
Which is that's a bittersweet moment of growing up and having to relinquish fun bullshit like that.
Yeah.
But 4 is more. It's more about the characters and their journey.
Yeah, those specific characters and what they mean to each other. Yeah,
and it goes to interesting places too. Like it's like fulfilling, and it goes places I didn't know I needed. You know, like it.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Why are you doing this movie?" And then the trailers, I hated all of them. And then this movie surprised the shit out of me. So. Cool. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I'm still in. So cool.
Oh, cool. And I think it was the I can remember the funniest Toy Story.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Key and Peele are so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like some of the best laughs, yeah, definitely in the whole series, just because they're in their typical. They're like doing the valet characters, which is back and forth.
Yeah.
If you miss a minute, you've missed like 5 jokes. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just them. I mean, it's just a delivery of jokes, like the punchline, the long-term really build-up for several of them.
Yeah,
several characters, like they have so many long-term jokes built up, and they have great payoffs. It's good shit, man. Good shit, Pixar. What a shocker! You guys turned out a good movie. Who knew you could do that?
Wow, yeah.
Underdogs of the year, you know.
I know exactly. What a Cinderella story.
Hey, that's Disney, so it works.
Right?
I'm within license.
It does actually work. So my number 5 is a documentary. Because I'm a
cheater. No, I'm kidding.
I'm a cuck for documentaries. But this one delivered probably my favorite experience I've had in recent years in an IMAX theater, and that's Apollo 11.
God, that's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah. You watched it? Yeah. Yes.
I did. Yeah, that was on my weekend of like not leaving the house.
Oh,
a couple of weeks ago.
So when I wasn't out of town yet then.
No, 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Yeah, last weekend was weekend not leaving the house.
But even still, you did get. It was like an HD quality version that you watched.
Full 1080p. I mean, dude, the whole time I'm obviously wishing that I'm seeing it in IMAX. Like that would just elevate the experience to a totally different level. But man, I've never seen something from that long ago look that good and gorgeous. And then you realize it's real footage of the fucking moon.
Yes.
Like this isn't
crazy.
This isn't fucking Kubrick in a studio doing the fake one that we all know and love. This is the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you a fake moonlander, dude? No. I'm just feeding the fire, fanning the flame.
I love it. That's great. That's my favorite conspiracy theory.
It's one of the best, other than like JFK.
So I think those two. And everyone's just like, come on. I'm like, I know, come on. Like, let us know. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good times. Yeah, dude, that documentary is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I have that, so it's in my, totally legal library.
Obviously legal. Well, that's the only way we watch movies.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty great. I think I'm up to like 20 or 30 documentaries I've watched this year. It's been a fucking great year for the documentaries, surprisingly. But yeah, Apollo 11 is head and shoulders above the rest, especially from a technical level. Like I don't know what goes into restoring footage on that level to make it look like it looks like they cast a bunch of unknowns and filmed a movie. Like,
right.
That's how current it looks. And yeah, I'll just never forget that experience in the IMAX during like the launch sequence, and anytime they would do like a burn, and they would do like had on the screen like a countdown to the burn, and then like you felt the burn when they're burning fuel. you felt that through the speakers of the IMAX, and like that launch though, I'll never forget that launch in IMAX. That was just I thought the screen was gonna like shatter to pieces. It was so fucking loud, and
that is awesome.
It was great, dude.
I hope they re-release it or something if it wins Best Documentary.
It aired on. I remember seeing an ad for it on. I don't know why I'm talking about
CNN.
My flight.
I think.
Yeah, it was on. It was on. I was watching CNN on a plane somehow. Technology, and yeah, they were like tonight on CNN Apollo 11. I was like, people better fucking watch that movie.
Yeah,
the movie's so good.
Yep.
It's like when Three Identical Strangers randomly aired on CNN, and I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen that pop up a couple different times.
Yeah. Over
the last couple months, so I'm glad that one's still getting some traction.
I love this new random investment CNN has over documentaries. Anyway, Apollo 11's great. So Kyle, yes, Kyle, I think you.
That is my name.
To go first. So you're number 4.
My number 4 is Deadwood the movie.
Oh, we synced.
Synchronized.
Whoa!
I fucked up.
Look at us.
I fucked up. I told myself I was going to finish the show and then watch the movie before the podcast.
Oh,
you didn't, did you?
The movie
did not.
No, you didn't do it.
So good.
It's the one thing I didn't catch up on.
It's one of those things where I'm just like, man, this is a show that's like an hour long, 45-minute long episodes or whatever. No, they're hour-long episodes.
Yeah, they're hour-long.
And, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of characters. 2 hours ain't going to... It's not barely even 2 hours, right? Like...
It's just under. I think it was like
just under. Okay, yeah. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna like be able to hit like any sort of emotional resonance like for a good ending or anything. And it is so satisfying. Everything is so satisfying. Like it is so surprising they pulled out something like this. So now I'm like a big believer in like, oh yeah, you could just make a movie to like fix your canceled show or whatever. Yeah. Like you totally can. Like it's they totally pulled it off like in every sense of the word. There's a great standoff scene in this. Oh my god, it's so good. That's
so good.
One of the best cowboy standoff scenes ever. And like the show never had that. It wasn't about that.
Right.
But you get it here, and it's fucking great. It's all sorts of tense. And they get everybody back. I mean, they get even the guy who got caught with child pornography. They're like, oh, come on back and fucking be that guy that you were in the show. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking crazy. Jail.
Wow, that's
nuts. Yeah, he is out and in the show.
Work release, they'll let you out.
Salary,
The warden just really likes Deadwood. Really big fan. So just let him.
He's like, well. The show is pretty fucking good,
fan.
So
and we need the journalist, right? Like or whatever he is.
Yeah, he's the newspaper guy. Yeah, of course.
Anyways, it's super good. The production value is awesome. Like the show, it looks good. Everyone looks old as fuck.
I mean, 10 years back then wore on you more like 30.
Boy, like they wore it hard, man. Like even Oliphant's like mustache looks old.
Yeah, he's got some gray. He's got some gray going up in there.
Man, yeah, it's great though. Everyone does a really good job, and man, there's the way that it ends, like the end, like there's there's final spoken words. And it's perfect. It's perfect for everything involved. So
Swearingen is probably a top 5 television character for me of all time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Just so good, and it's all Ian McShane.
Ian McShane. This has been like this show. I'm just like, oh, this is why everyone loves this guy because I never fucking knew. Like I liked him. I'm like, oh, he shows up in Game of Thrones. Like, hey, that's that guy. Like everyone's like, it's fucking Ian McShane. Oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, it's that guy. I know. Like,
you're like, I've seen him in other bullshit.
I've seen him in other couple things, and he's good. Like he's fucking fantastic. I get it. So.
I think, funny enough, I think this was what brought a lot of goodwill to Justified too. When they were like, "Oh, this is a neo-western or whatever," and people were like, "Timothy Oliphant in a neo-western? Holy shit!" They were so excited about Justified because of Deadwood.
Yeah,
so put him on the map in a big way too.
And then the first episode, getting a total change of character because I mean, dude, Seth Bullock's not going to fire a gun unless he's got to fire a gun. But and I guess in the same way, Raylan won't either. But I get he's more quick to the draw. Like he's got a temper about him, and it's it was cool to see him like let loose in that after getting familiar with him as kind of the stiff sheriff,
Yeah,
that's
he really shoots some people in this movie, man.
Yeah. And in Deadwood, finally, like he's abandoned.
Yeah.
Well, not abandoned, but I would just say he's been worn down by the realities of that world a little bit. So he's not playing the long game. He's not playing the like,
he's the fixer now.
He's gonna go get shit fucking done.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The line in the trailer between him and Exchange, like, Bullock, you ever just go straight at a thing? He's like, no. And then like 5 minutes later, he goes straight at all the things. Like,
yeah, right. But it's not like bad writing. Like, it's just like they're reminding you. It's like like he's always thinking about like how the ramifications are. And sometimes he outbursts and like punches somebody or something like that. But like, he's making some permanent decisions in this movie.
Yes,
very quick and off the cuff, and it's good, man.
The movie benefited by embracing the fact that it was a fucking movie, and I mean that like that might sound obvious, but the show was very deliberately written for every episode to be a day in the life of the characters.
Yeah.
So abandoning that format and just going for we got 2 hours of story to tell. We don't have time for all the machinations and going back and forth and watching characters walk all the way through town and have discussions. Like we don't have time for that. We gotta keep things going in a natural way.
Yeah.
It serves it really well, man. It's a good standalone movie, even if I don't think you'd get all the emotional resonance, of course, because it's 3 seasons of TV. But
right, you could watch it. It's
entertaining.
It absolutely does. Like you could get it. Like you could watch the movie and walk away and go, I got what was going on there. There was a story going on there. But you wouldn't have any of the like extra weight of anything at all. Like any of Jane's drunken speeches, like you kind of have to know what happened for like any of that to like like I kind of no wonder she's such a drunk. This world sucks.
Pretty much anything with Jane, and I won't spoil it for Jeff because it's the end of season 3. But anything with Trixie, and how her arc comes to an end at the end of the 3rd season, like anything to do with him and or her and what's the guy's name? Hurst. George Hurst. Anything with those characters, like you've got to have seen the show to really get. But they do a good enough job of weaving in those little quick flashbacks that show you just enough, and it's great. It's just really
everyone's
great.
So young and handsome in those flashbacks.
I know, right? Yeah, you're like, man, God,
fuck, that's a hard 10 years.
At least Trixie's still hot. So
she kept it together. Good for her.
So did what's her face, Mrs. Ellsworth.
She did. Yeah, well, she's beautiful. She's beautiful in Lost in Space too. She's got a hot mom for days. Just good for her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Hot mom for days vibe.
Yeah, she's Lost in Space. Yeah.
She was in House of Cards too. And,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where I first seen her. In House of Cards.
That's why. I've seen her in like bit parts before, but yeah, House of Cards was like her first pronounced role, to my recollection.
Right.
And then,
she was that whip. She likes to get whipped. Whipped.
God.
What? Jeez.
I wasn't gonna go there, but okay, that's cool.
Hey, that's literally the title of the role that she's.
No.
She's whip. And then she named or something. I don't know pop culture.
So guys, my number 4 is a movie I'll probably never watch again. It's called Climax.
Hey,
that's my number 3, so we can.
Oh yeah, we can chit chat about it.
Yeah.
Hey JD, you just watched this. How was that your first time?
I would like to say,
not top 5. Fuck that movie.
No, it's not. It's not top 5.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe I got to sit on it for a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe I just never need to think about it again. But
good luck with that.
It's not the kind of disturbing that I was initially expecting. I guess I was expecting it to be like fucking like Salo or. It had elements of Suspiria, and especially when like you see those DVDs stacked up to the right of the TV when they're interviewing or they're showing the interviews of the people, and fucking Salo's there and Chen Andalu.
You eagle-eyed mother! I didn't. That's
Suspiria.
Awesome.
Yeah, I sent a picture of it in the chat. All those DVDs are like fucked up movies that I've seen recently, and so I kind of got geared up for like, oh God, what the fuck is this? But it's more psychological torture.
Yeah, it is. It's
like
psychological anxiety and
you're just stressed out. Like that 42-minute long shot when you that there's a girl burning and she's like she's just behind the camera and you're just slowly walking away and hearing her.
But everyone's screaming and
oh my God, the back and forth between the two areas. Like I guess they were in like a gym or.
Yeah, something like a rehearsal space or something.
Yeah, something like that. In rehearsal space, because it was like an open area, and then sleeping quarters and stuff like that.
It was just stressful as shit. Like, man, that was not the movie to watch on a Friday night after work at all.
No,
I'm gonna unwind and watch this.
There's really never a good time to watch that movie.
No, you're right. You're right. But
You just gotta
watch
jump
it in the morning where I could just watch like How I Met Your Mother after and like suck my thumb and feel better about life.
You don't want to start your day off with that either. You don't want to have that set the pace for the rest of the day.
We don't want to Detroit it.
You got to sandwich it in for some. Yeah, we don't want to Detroit. I will never watch something like that ever again. That early in the morning.
Like watching that shit at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
People would come to me and they would literally go like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I watched Detroit this morning," and they're like, "I don't know what that means." I'm like, well, stop! Don't ask me. Like, what are we doing here? You know, I don't have any faith in any of you or humanity, or just stop talking to me.
That's fucking great.
They're like, "Sir, welcome to Whataburger. Tell me what you want, please."
Right. Screaming at the.
Sir, this is Wendy's. Yeah. I honestly can't explain what it was that made Climax so captivating, but yeah, this is typically a movie that, I mean, I couldn't really ignore a lot of it because a lot of it was in French, but. Because I had to read it, but this is typically a movie that like I go, oh, some artsy fartsy shit, and I like play with my phone as I'm watching it. But I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It was I assume it had to do with like there's like a technical level of directing that like is virtually unattainable by any other person. Like this is just incredible filmmaking.
Oh yeah.
But on top of that, like the set design and Sofia Boutella's weird-ass fucking performance.
She was great.
She's just doing whatever the fuck she wants, and she doesn't care. Like, man, like it's just so much improvisation in the movie, too. Like, I think they knew where they were supposed to go, but it's like kind of like how you get there.
Yeah, right.
Is
all you act like you're tripping really, really, really hard. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you have to catch on fire at some point and go.
Right. Like here, we know that your trajectory is you go to a room with a woman and you cuddle or whatever.
Yeah.
So like how you get there is
and what everybody else is doing around you. By the way, and all this is somehow like one shot. So like they're having to figure out like what to do next without. Yeah. God, I can't even imagine like what was going on.
They filmed it in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah,
wow, 2 weeks.
A lot of those cuts were several hours. Like it was just an unrelenting shoot too. It sounds like
I couldn't imagine doing that.
Many weeks of pre-production. I think.
Like I would actually need.
It's like a filmmaker's like movie, Like this is like it's such a good one to dissect. Yeah. I didn't realize all these technicalities and stuff like that. That's for technical notes about it. That's pretty interesting.
I didn't ever expect a movie or a camera to turn upside down and for me to be like not have to feel like I need to adjust my head.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It does that a couple times, most notably for me at the end. I think the very end.
Yeah, the very end does it for like 20 minutes or whatever. It feels like a long time.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that like in terms of like the story. Well, I guess it's not really like a clear cut story, but where things are going in it, I didn't feel like, oh, I wish the camera would turn right side up or whatever. Like he made a choice, and I was like, going along with it, and I wasn't pissed off that he did this to me or whatever. The director. I wasn't like upset as the viewer. I was just kind of like somehow understood the choice, even though you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Fucking weird movie. Somehow sensational. I don't know. I don't get
That's
it.
Why I had a lot of people whenever I talked. I was like, I really like this movie. I had a couple people. I was like, I just did not like this movie. I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah. I know. I get it. It's not gonna be for everybody. Yeah, it's just it's like I appreciated like a lot of the stuff that y'all were bringing up, like just a lot of that, filmmaking stuff, and I'm just like, this is just like, no one else has ever shot a movie like this before. This is insane.
Yeah.
But it's a weird fucking movie, and it's horrifying, and horrifying things happen in it. So
alienating as fuck. Like you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna feel welcome by this movie.
No, not at all. Yeah, and from the very start, it's just eerie. You're like, going on. I don't like it though.
There's always like an edge of your seat type feeling when you're watching it too. As people become more unhinged by the bad trip, there's like an edge of your seat like type of oh, something's gonna happen and I'm not gonna like it. Like you just feel that vibe almost the entire movie from the beginning.
It permeates the entire runtime.
Yeah, when you see that there's a kid there, you're like, oh, something bad's gonna happen to that fucking guy.
Oh yeah, this kid, and he keeps on going next to the trip juice, and I'm like, throw that stuff away. Right. Why did they keep it there? And everyone kept drinking more of it. I'm like, Bad decisions are being made.
Right. I started trying to like guess who the fuck did it, and then I realized the movie doesn't really need you to go that route.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
It's not a mystery.
It doesn't matter, but I think by the end it kind of clears it up. But it doesn't really matter to what's about to like unfold. You
forget pretty quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh boy, this is really out of control.
All I know is the pregnant girl didn't do it, and god damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that shit was not very pleasant, to say the least. I'm understating it.
Yeah.
But that was, Kyle, that was your 3.
My number 3, yep. So this is Jade's turn.
Yeah, Jard. What's your number 3?
Let's see. Oh, I put John Wick 3.
Yeah, that's a push.
3.
We'll push them.
We'll do a slight push then.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have the music queued up because it's 5, so I don't really give a shit.
Wow.
My number 3 then is
shows off the rails, everybody.
This is the correct placement, by the way, JD. I assume this is your number 2. Booksmart is my number 3.
Oh no.
What? You don't even have it in your 5?
It's well, I guess technically it could be in my 5. I've got a short at number 2, so.
You got what at number 2?
I've got a short movie.
Oh, a short movie.
A short film.
Oh,
a short film.
Cheater. All right, cheater.
Oh, well, you put a documentary. Everyone's fucking cheating. Okay. You know what? I fucking put a game at my number 5. How about that?
Film.
Yeah. Well, true. Mine's like an hour.
Yeah, I'm putting that in my shorts list. All right. My number 3 is Booksmart. I have kind of been dying for a comedy that, in the vein of like coming of age, like R-rated comedy that I just want to keep rewatching. And this one I've seen 3 times already. And
oh wow,
I love the shit out of it.
I've only seen it the once, so maybe that's why it's not like fully caught on yet. Because I haven't rewatched it yet, but I will.
It's the movie, like it's one of those movies that I watch at least. And as I was watching it, I was like, I'm gonna want to quote this forever. And I've just been craving a movie like that. I don't think it'll end up. It may not even end up in my 10. You know what? It would have to be pushed down by a lot. A lot of great shit would have to come out in the next 6 months.
Yeah, when is that going to happen?
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck is going on? But I still loved it. I love that it was like, Olivia Wilde showing her directing chops, which didn't see that coming. Like the way that she did this.
Nobody did.
She did this.
I don't even think she did.
She might not have. That's a good point. But the way that she shot, like I watched so many interviews with these characters, with the cast and Olivia Wilde and stuff. But like the way that they shot the swimming pool part, where she the lesbian character, I forget her name already. Sorry, that's her identifier now. But when she comes up from underwater and sees the twist in this, the twist in the story. She sees something, and when she gets up, and then she has the argument that we all expect to happen,
right?
In these type of movies, she has her argument with her friend, and like that's all like one like a continuous shot. And I think it didn't even click with me or register with me because there's a pool involved, but apparently that's one shot, like and they. I thought it was really cool how like the music swelled and you didn't hear their argument.
Yeah,
because you see it on their
faces.
Yeah, you've heard that argument before.
You've heard it in movies and life. You've heard it so many fucking times.
I heard a lot of people were critical of that. Like, we wanted to hear it. I'm like, man, that was a cool choice. Like that really.
What they're saying to each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's their insecurities from the movie. Why do you need them to call it out to each other? And then when you can just see her lips go "fuck you," and that's when you understand this is where the argument ends, and then she leaves.
Yeah,
like I thought that was a great choice in my opinion. But that's just like a quality of filmmaking that didn't need to be in a movie like this. This can just be like, new age dick and fart jokes.
Sure,
but I say new age because the jokes are more woke than that now. But and it's more current. Like this is part of a generation that
they make some bad jokes, right?
Oh yeah, they do. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, and we never get those. So that's good.
That was really good. Good for you. Good for you. That's very empowering.
I love when they have the bad trip and turn into dolls. And
oh my god, that was so good.
That's my favorite part. Yeah.
One of the girls can't stop talking about how smooth her vag is on the doll, and it's So fucking funny. And she can't stop talking about it. It's like, stop it. And she like lifts up both her legs. She's like, it's so smooth. It's so ridiculous. And then when they're walking down the stairs, you see how they're walking in real life, and it's so fucking ridiculous. Oh god, it's so good.
It's great.
Oh man, I think the hardest I laughed in the theater was during the theater guy singing Alanis Morissette. I could not stop laughing. No. It's just like the way he
I need to something with me.
And then he's like, yo, I don't know, Jason.
No, Jason.
So fucking good. Oh man. That's great. It's weird because I think I saw the movie early, but it's weird to like be like in a row with like two other people in it. It wasn't a sold out show or whatever, even for an early screening. And no, you know what? It was pretty fucking full. So I take that back. I was next to somebody, a total stranger. But anyway, it was weird to like be uncontrollably laughing in the theater like that. But yeah, I love getting that out of comedies, and I feel like that's like somewhat of a rare thing. And if I'm missing comedies from last year that gave that, maybe Game Night, I guess. But even then, that wasn't like a top 10 movie for me. I just felt like,
yeah. That one I would have, if I hadn't seen the trailer so many times, I probably would have had that bust out loud laughing moment.
Yeah, the trailer was just too fucking good.
Yeah.
Damn it. All these jokes are in the trailer.
And even though they usually expanded on them in the movie a little bit further than how they went in the trailer, it was still just like, man, that would have been so cool if I'd been blindsided by it. Like,
yeah. I think I was totally blindsided by that kid who wore his face on his shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect that character at all. That dude was fucking hilarious. And his friend, his best friend, played by Carrie Fisher's daughter. She is so fucking funny. She just pops up everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's like, God damn it! And she runs into them at the costume party or whatever, the role playing party, whatever the fuck that murder mystery party. Right. She's like in the room, and they're like, "Holy shit! How'd you get here? Weren't you just in the water?" She's like, yeah. How are you? How are you not wet? She's like, how are you not wet or whatever? Like, it's just so ridiculous.
She was hilarious in this role, and like, she's really. She's never done anything so far that's ever blown my socks off, and I was like, oh, she's hilarious in this. She's
same here.
Found her calling, like maybe comedy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because she was in like 3 Billboards. She was the daughter that died, and I recognize her from.
That wasn't her. That was Catherine Newton, I think, from Big Little Lies and.
Wasn't she? Was she in Halt too? Isn't she one of the daughters in Halt? I recognize her from
Halt
some
and
stuff.
Catch Fire.
Yeah. Hold on, Carrie Fisher.
That's Catherine Newton. Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting them confused. It's all good.
They're just both.
Catherine Newton is also in Detective Pikachu, which is surprisingly good. Weird.
Detective Pikachu is very fun and jolly.
Yeah. I don't get it. Movies should have sucked dick. What happened?
Don't get it all.
Every dick, yeah. And when the trailer came out, I go, no.
Detective poking no. Detective no at you.
Yeah, detective not gonna fucking see that. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I had a good time with it.
I know Billie Lourd was in a background character in the first 2 Star Wars new trilogy movies that everybody loves. So
but she's kind of like wooden in those movies.
Yeah, she doesn't really do much.
I'm just like, here. Okay.
She said like one line in Last Jedi, and I was like, "Oh, she talks!" Like she was like, "Fire something," and I was like, "Oh my god, she talks." But yeah, I imagine she might have a bigger role in the 3rd one, but I hope it's like a drug-addled, fucked up person, and not a regular person now. Because now we've seen her chops in comedy, and it's amazing. Yeah, really, really funny movie. Sorry for yammering on about it for so long. But that's
it's great.
3. So, Kyle, your number 2 is what we just pushed?
Yeah, it's a John Wick 3. Like where it should be, you know?
Oh,
that's my number. Yeah, that's my number 2 as well. Because it should be.
There's a right answer.
Okay.
That's why 2 people got it right.
All right. Yeah. Fine. We're just gonna talk about another movie then. It is a movie. It's a real movie. I swear, guys.
Okay.
The dragons are coming.
They're coming. The bullets, the headshots, they're coming. Yeah. There is a knife fight scene in this movie, and it's in the very first, 15 minutes of the movie, and it's one of the best things I've seen all year.
Yeah, same here.
Might be one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen ever. If I had to cultivate some sort of list or something. Yeah. It was electric. I've never seen anything like that. It was awesome. This whole movie was great, and they keep on doing that thing where I'm like, boy, you know what? I'm glad that they're diving into the world, but they don't have to keep on going deep, and they keep going deeper. And I'm like, you don't have to do that, but they keep doing it, and I think they keep nailing it. I think it gets more interesting as they keep on unearthing like bigger entities and controllers and stuff like that. So I was big into that. And I think the biggest surprise, which we can say without spoilers now, is that there's going to be a fourth one. And I'm just like, wow, they're letting this gravy train go, man. But I love it.
I thought it was going to be a trilogy.
I thought it was going to be a hard end, man.
And Keanu said something in an interview that was like, I'm just going to keep making them until people stop seeing them. And
until they stop watching them. I'm like, great.
Because it's not happening this year then. You know,
let's fucking watching those.
Going to keep getting them. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like, I don't know. Even after watching the trailer, like, there was so many moments that like blew my socks off. I don't know. It
just barely scratches the surface of.
No, man. There's so much that's going on in this movie, and it's nuts. And Mark Dacascos is fucking awesome in this movie. Yeah. So there's a lot of great stuff in this flick. It's a hard lock for number 2 for me. It's probably going to stay in my top 10 just with how this year's going. But
I don't know how. There would have to be, because this fills a giant action void.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is Hobbs and Shaw gonna be fucking this good? Get out of town. I know those directors work together, but
I'm not watching that movie in theaters. I'm sorry, but I'll probably end up seeing it.
Not gonna happen. Yeah,
not gonna give that movie money. This series needs to die because they're like, well, those two guys can't work together anymore. Let's split them off into 2 different movies.
Yeah.
And hire another wrestler because we need him in a.
Yeah, I know, right? And I love Batista today retweeted somebody going, Batista needs to play the villain in the next Fast movie, and he goes. And he posted vomit emojis. And he goes, I'd rather be in good movies.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love Batista. Batista's so great to me because, like, even he was just like, he got asked, he's like, what was going to happen if, like, you got blacklisted by sticking it for James Gunn? He'd been like, well, I guess I'd fall back on wrestling. I don't know. He's just like, like, I don't give a shit.
Just
like,
just this one big thing that he was, like, really great at.
Yeah, right. I'm not too old for it. I'll fucking do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he just had his retirement match this year, so I think at least in-ring physicality is out of the question for him. But you know, he's a good heel. He could come back if he wanted to and be like just an asshole to somebody.
That'd be fun.
But he's such a huge guy that you don't bring him back and go, all right, don't beat up people now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that is interesting though. That he's so like he's sticking to his convictions that he's like, oh, whatever the cost is, I don't give a shit. Whatever.
Yep. Whatever it takes.
Anyway, John Wick though. John Wick 3, fan-fucking-tastic. Love that the raid guys were included in the right way. This is the right way to include raid guys in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Star Wars. You really fucked up on that, man. Yeah. And I've been sticking up for you a lot lately. But
hey, maybe Stuber will do it right. I'm seeing that next weekend. Eco's in that one.
Is he?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. The fight scene where he like throws the gun at the guy and he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking Eco.
I did not even recognize him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, being racist.
I wasn't paying attention.
By the way, the movie's not going to do it right. Like, it's not going to do it right. It's going to be bad, I think.
Apparently, the Mile 22 movie that Peter Berg did that had Mark Wahlberg and Ronda Rousey and Lauren Cohan and also Eco in it as, like, the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, his fight scenes were shittily edited. Like, it was, like, Taken 3
what a bummer.
With bad editing. And the giant question mark is, why would you do that to a guy like Eco? Like,
yeah, no shit.
We know just can fight. Like that.
Take it up, man. You don't need to do that shit.
Yeah, he's
the
doing
best.
Everything you want for him. Like, I don't understand. And that's what John Wick 3 does so well. Is like it doesn't do fucking cuts like that. Hell, that whole thing with Halle Berry, that whole shootout / fight scene.
Oh yeah, it was
like there was some of that was just like continuous takes and shit. And I'm like, how
Halle
the fuck
Berry
was
this? That was such a treat. That
so
entire
good.
moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hot Ones and John Wick within like a month of each other. Get out of here, Halle. You're fucking awesome. Like,
she killed those
so
wings
cool.
and didn't.
How do you look 29 still?
Yeah, I don't get it. But
she didn't even break
any
a sweat.
Sweats or anything, and
but
she just
she pointed out that she had some boob sweat, and that's hot.
Yep, that's good enough for me.
That's hot.
I'll dry her off.
Yeah.
I don't know what that sounds like. Never mind.
I just dried myself off. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, dry rubs going
I'll
on.
make her dry. Hey, wait, what? Also, at the end of Hot Ones, when they're like, hey, here's a trophy for you. Give a speech, and she's like, for this, I'm gonna thank my damn self. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's fucking great.
You did it. You did it all yourself.
Literally did it yourself. Nobody else ate those wings for you. Anyway, yeah, she was great in it though. Like, cause
she was good. Yeah,
I was like a little bit worried that like it's like how can you measure up to Keanu's dedication? But they did that shit together, man. Like
absolutely
was so dedicated.
She did all the training together. She did a lot of her own stunts together. Well, I just worried that like this. I was like, oh, is this going to be like a Jane Wick pass off? Is that what we're doing?
Ooh.
No.
Thank fuck.
It's a really cool fight scene. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
I really
she
had something to prove.
Well, and this movie's like themes was about like him building his allies and stuff, so she could always come back and help him in the next movie and stuff. He seems like he's got plenty of people who are going to be against the system or whatever.
Right.
So I'm excited, man. I love this whole franchise. It's great.
Me too. And I love the way that they did it a little bit in 2. Well, they did quite a bit of it. I felt it was a little bit more shoehorned in 2, I guess would be the word to use, where they were like, by the way, you owe me a debt. Remember these tokens?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what?
It's a little more organic this time, but I like that, but it was sudden. It was like, hey, by the way, this is a thing in this universe now. It's like, okay, that's a weird way to introduce that.
And I feel like they like totally, maybe the writer, I don't know if he even heard criticisms about that at all, because the movie was still incredibly well received, as it should have been, because it is a great movie. But that was
great.
Like my one.
It's got one of the best shotgun scenes ever in any movie. Period.
In the second one, why do I not remember?
The second one. Oh, dude, go back and watch it. It's so amazing. In the tunnel, he pulls out that shotgun.
Yes,
oh my god, it's fucking electric.
I don't know, man. I think I liked it more in the third one.
It's pretty good in the third one.
We need shield piercing shells, and they just go out, and dudes are getting fucking cut in half.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god,
it's pretty good in this one. But at the time when 2 came out, 3 didn't exist, and 2 had the best shotgun scene. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. But okay, so yeah, that I think they definitely made it way more seamless. So anytime they introduced more aspects into the story, like the reason that he doesn't go to the ballet school or whatever, it made sense that he doesn't go there anymore. That we wouldn't know about those characters.
Yeah, sure.
It just things that they explored in the movie just made sense.
Everything made sense, and the way that it unfolded, it made a lot of sense. And the buttons do come back. Like he has his own debt that he's trying. Like, hey man, I've got one I want to cash in. So like. Yeah. It all just works a little better this time.
If where,
and in the first movie, like it kind of felt like the first movie where they like you slowly learn the rules of the coins and the how the Continental work and the no killing ground and the sacred grounds and stuff like that. Like you just kind of slowly, the movie just kind of unveiled it like in really organic ways, and I think 3 just really echoed that. Unlike 2, where I agree, it's just like, hey, by the way, we have badges. All right. Why are you screaming at me about it?
If they had shown just one of those in the first one, without even having to make it a plot point, I would have been like, "Oh, that's what that is."
Oh yeah, remember they were carrying us around.
They did in the first one without even him getting his car back, and so I had a feel. I think they had an inkling they were going to have a sequel, because the second one opens with him going to get his car back, and then he fucks up the car entirely anyway. So
what a fruitless. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's like driving it out of there, and it's like all shitty. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, the third one is fantastic. Love the raid fight. I love that Mark Des Scroopscalp is Iron Chef guy. I love that he is like such a fan of John Wick, and he like turns like as soon as they're on Continental grounds, he like turns off his assassin mode, and
he's just like geeking out over him and stuff. Like John,
he's like John Wick. Yeah. Great, it was a great fight, right? I love that shit.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's a good fight, right?
Yeah.
When he sits next to him on the couch,
I love it. It's so that part is so hammy. There's some hammy stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
But it works really well. I really like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's trying to go for anything. It's kind of like Fast and Furious without Vin Diesel, I guess, because he's.
It's kind of like Fast and Furious without all the extra machismo.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's very aware of what it is. That's what I love about it.
I love the tank top ratio in these movies. It's 0, unlike Fast and Furious, where everybody's wearing tank tops or V-necks or something.
Yeah, suits are the tank tops in this one.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think I like the third one. No, I was gonna say I think I like it best. I think I like the action the best for sure.
I think I like the third one the best.
The first one.
First one's really
something about the first one.
Very special. It is
a great introduction.
Boy, that knife scene though.
Yeah, I know. Nothing compares.
Yeah,
I've heard people even say, I don't think it really measures up to the knife scene after that. I'm like, hey, I guess your eyeballs completely shut down after the knife scene because that fucking the horse, the scene in the stable, and then the horse scene. And
he was riding on the side of a horse and like dodging bullets. It was people could shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no shit. And then the bike scene after that, and like, dude, what the? Did they? I guess they covered their eyes for the rest of it because
it was pretty unrelenting. The pace of that movie. So
yeah, especially when they that third act stuff, like especially was like. As soon as they cut the lights to the hotel, like the movie didn't stop.
Yeah, that was insane.
And then, the fight scene where he's like being thrown through glass over and over again. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That whole room was cool, man.
Yeah, that was
because it allowed you to do all this.
It's so like kung fu movie, end of kung fu movie setting.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's so true.
So yeah.
And 2 kind of explored that a little bit too, where like he's doing like a mirror thing in 2.
Yeah, absolutely. The mirror. That's such a
very Enter the Dragon-y
trope. Yeah.
That's a good call out because I didn't even think to make the association to like Enter the Dragon type stuff, but that's totally what that shit's from. They know where to pay their homages from. Good shit, man. And I'm really glad it's doing well. It's doing really well. Like somewhere in the top 5 box office of the year, I think. I don't know. It's doing really fucking good for an R-rated movie, especially.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
if you don't like people getting shot and stuff like this, like don't go to the movie and then act like the movie's bad.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who did that. Well, I'm just really not into movies like that. Why'd you go see it then? You knew what the movie was. It's a guy shooting people in the face. Like that's what the movie's about, you know? Like it's about nothing else but that, you know?
Oh man. It's like
so like maybe
I didn't know
like
there's a third one of that movie.
When 4 comes out, can I just let you know? Don't see that one. You're not gonna like it.
Unbelievable. So that's Kyle and I's number 2. So JD, what is your incorrect number 2?
So yeah, I haven't pieced out my my short films list because I've only seen 2. But Guava Island.
Yeah, I've only seen like.
Isn't that a long music video?
Well, I mean that could be, I guess, not inaccurate.
I would say it's long enough to be called a musical, but
yeah. I mean, it's 55 minutes long, and it is largely musical and dialogue and stuff. But I just thought it was fun, man. It was a good little quick watch, and it didn't feel like a short story. I guess like I watched it, and I'm like, oh, cool, that was a movie. Like I know it's not, but it just felt like it. Just felt like a fucking movie.
It really did. It had like a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And there was like a whole kind of like a fable-esque feel to it or whatever, like an old story to it.
Yeah.
Old story. Like it was kind of like you were telling a story of people that, like a folklore story or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, you had Rihanna's voiceover to who we find out is somebody's kid, whatever.
Yes. Right.
And she's like doing Once Upon a Time type shit. And it kind of feels like, I don't know, just like an old island story that she ends up telling.
Yeah.
I did like the vague world building they did in that one too. That was really cool. How it was like an island built on silk or whatever, or was it silk?
Yeah. It was silk export. That was like their big thing. It's a very special silk, like the best in the world.
Yeah, it's like the vibranium in Wakanda, except silk.
Yeah.
And it's like
kind of less badass, but it makes sense.
Yeah, way less badass. But it's like run by one guy.
A little more practical.
Like a silk overlord or whatever.
It's a little more believable. Maybe even a little more cheap to like shoot. Also, not having like a alien metal.
They don't even really show the silk. They don't even show the silk all that much.
They show them in
they do it in
stuff, but they don't show the.
Well, that's just silly.
And when they're telling the story of it, there's an animation that they kind of weave in there when they're talking about certain things, and they show it a lot in that, but not actually like in the real world.
Yeah, it was great. It's a charming as fuck little story, short story.
For me, I think it's cool when you can recontextualize existing content, and This Is America, like on its own. As a music video is one of my favorite things of last year. So to come and reapply that exact same song, like exact same words, just different musical feel and a different context, and it just adds life to that. So I think that's really cool when you can get away with that.
It is very funny in the movie.
Yeah, I'm like
because he stops at one point, tries to get the guy like to not answer the phone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like stopping and watching him.
Yeah.
In like the middle of the song. It's like a good like 2-minute pause. It's very funny. And then he's like, okay, fine. And then like he just goes back into the song. It's so fucking good.
It was great. That was really what elevated it for me, was the This Is America scene. So.
And I love the.
Oh wow, you like This Is America? What a.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, I'm really progressive.
You're really reaching for the stars here, aren't you?
He did.
No, I get it. I really want to see this dude. Man,
it's so good.
I like, I don't listen to Rihanna's music, but when you're talking about like, hey, Rihanna and like, Childish Gambino are gonna like do something together. It's like that's kind of big, right?
You understand like Rihanna's.
Yeah,
a
I
big
get it. Just
deal.
like I don't listen to Beyonce, but I'm like, dude, Beyonce and fucking Childish Gambino are gonna be singing together in Lion King. It's like that's big. Like I fucking get it. Yeah. I want to be a part of that. Yeah.
She has no. This is all Gambino's the musician in the movie. It's all.
Oh, does she not? Does she not help? Like
no.
She doesn't even sing at all.
No, not at all.
Oh, man. Okay, well, whatever.
But it's all his music, and they should all be songs that you've heard because he released 2 songs last year in the summer, and he just called them summer tracks.
Oh yeah.
And they were great, and they were in the movie. And then there's one song you might not have heard because he didn't release it, but he performed it once on SNL.
Okay.
And that's the song that JD knows, which the part I'm talking about where he performs it. He performs for the crowd.
Yes, that's right.
That's
right.
It's like that amazing. It's got like a funk type Motown feel to it. I fucking love that song, dude. I'm like, I heard that song and I was like, I want to fucking write something like that, dude. It sounds so good. Like
it feels like something you would like.
Exudes joy, you know.
Yeah,
it's just
It's a good beach song, like a beach party song.
Felt like an old Stevie Wonder song. That's who I was thinking of when
I'm pretty sure I've heard this song.
Yeah,
he did. Like Jeff said, he did it on SNL. I didn't put that together until he said that.
He just did it on SNL once, and I think that performance got a lot of eyes on it on YouTube because it was like, oh, new Childish Gambino. But
I think one of y'all must have, because I know what you're describing is something I've definitely heard. Mm-hmm. So.
And also the vibe that he was going for with the This Is America music video and like the SNL performance where he's got like he's just got that open T-shirt or whatever, like it's just not buttoned up.
Yeah,
that's his character from Guava Island, but we just didn't know that at the time.
Right.
This was like a secret thing.
Oh wow!
So like the entire vibe of all those songs is from this movie, and it's crazy to watch it in retrospect and go, oh, that's what he was doing.
Yeah,
like he was promoting it before we even knew that was a thing.
Yeah, but that's awesome, man. Because it doesn't feel like it's cheap recycling or anything. Like it feels like it's all just a slow build up to the overall bigger piece.
Yeah,
it's cool, and they all stand alone, so they're great.
I love the style of the movie too. It's kind of shot differently, right? Like it's got a different aspect ratio, and
oh man, I don't know if I
recall it having a different aspect ratio for some reason. But regardless, this guy who directed it, Hero, whatever, he did the This Is America video, and he needs to make a movie, dude. Like this dude has so much fucking talent behind the camera.
Yeah.
I'm just upset where it's just like nothing but TV for him. Unless he loves doing TV, then no slight to that because he's great doing what he does in Atlanta. So whatever, do you boo boo? But seriously, make a movie. So that's your incorrect number 2.
Yeah, totally incorrect. Technically, if I removed it, John Wick would be number 2.
I just enjoy giving you shit.
Of course. I mean, that's why we're all friends. Like we need to understand
I probably would get pretty offended if you left it in there. So I might just.
Well, cool. I was going to say
your list that's for you. That's supposed to just reflect how you feel about the movies for you specifically makes me feel bad. So
that's good. I mean, that's the end game. That's the end game.
Hey man, spoilers. What the fuck?
End game. Yeah, that's
Hey.
Spoilers on what our number 1s are.
Not my number 1.
Oh man, I did that? Shit.
Make them 5.
Yeah, fucking.
My number 1 is Aladdin.
Hey, y'all never go to front a friend like me. Woo!
God, I can't wait to see that movie.
Okay, you still haven't seen Aladdin?
No.
Why do you hate Aladdin? Why do you hate them?
I don't know. Kyle hasn't seen Toy Story, so I mean,
it just came out. That movie just came out, and I was fucking away at a festival, doing other things.
What other things?
Cat ladies.
What are you doing?
Yeah, we gotta talk about it later.
Tell me more about that. Yeah, no, you're just fat. But also Aladdin. you had to realize Aladdin came out and Jeff was like, "Hey, it's not bad," and then I liked it, and you were like, "Hey, I liked it," and by that point, I was like, I was already over it. Like,
yeah, I get it.
I'm just like,
it's nowhere near my top 10 or 20.
No,
but
it is. I'll tell you where it's at. It's 19.
30.
There you go.
30 for me.
But I only have like 30
list.
movies, so
it's probably better than Captive State, which I've heard is getting some good ratings.
Hey, Captive State is getting some great ratings from specific people.
That's from very specific people who I know very well personally. This isn't third-party information. I'm hearing good numbers.
The numbers are great on that movie.
From people that generally give great numbers to things. Right. I'm hearing good numbers.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't think I saw a flag once in Captive State. So, it's about America. And there's no flag. And so for it to be getting that kind of praise, I'm just like surprised.
It must be amazing. Yeah.
It's awful. It's my worst movie of the year. It's awful.
Captive State is the worst? Wow.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot of crap. Polar was probably, I think Polar was last for me.
Oh, okay.
Like Velvet Buzzsaw, like I haven't watched a whole lot of like.
And I kind of like Polar, so.
I mean, I didn't mind it. It's Captive State is a very
What's my worst one? Oh, well, Serenity was terrible. Murder Mystery.
My worst one is
Velvet
Buzzsaw. That's my worst one.
Okay.
And I watched a Seth Green a movie called Changeland. He directed and wrote it, and that's at the very, very bottom of my list at number 68. It's a piece of shit. It's so fucking bad.
Seth Green, really piece of shit.
It is so bad, so bad.
Like enjoyable bad.
I'm like, oh, this forgot to include jokes and likable characters and a good arc.
How Did This Get Made just did an episode for Serenity, so I'm gonna watch the movie so I can watch that episode. So.
Oh, that's a perfect one.
Because they got like Nick Kroll and the Godfathers of this show to rip that movie apart. And I'm like, oh, I gotta be a part of that.
Yeah, I want to watch the movie. I'm glad I didn't have you, Jeff, spoil what the weird twist was because I want to experience it.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I
still don't know.
I openly discussed the twist, but I think it was before you left the chat and then you came back after we finished it. So
oh, good.
You totally missed it, which is great. That you missed it.
I still remember the twist because it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's dumb to watch it play out.
I'll for sure forget about that. And right when you told me, I was like, no, I'm never gonna forget that.
Yeah. Christ,
that is incredible.
Maybe I'll watch this shit today.
And it's funny because I knew the twist and then I watched the movie. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, this makes less sense.
Yeah, oh man, the twist is worse than it on paper. Yeah, it in action is worse than on paper. That's great. All right.
It makes no fucking sense. It's so baffling. I don't understand how.
If you want to watch a bunch of really, really, really famous people waste their time shooting things for an hour and a half, watch Triple Frontier.
That's a good point. That's a good call.
Yeah, the movie is not bad, but it's the most generic thing you could put the most famous people in ever.
I agree with that.
It was a fun I watched it in between a couple movies I was a little more invested in, and it was good to just have on and kind of be on my phone, and when the action started up.
That's kind of how it's a very passive experience. You're like, oh, they're shooting things. Oh, they're going in the house now.
Yeah, but it was a lot of guns, man. I wanted more kicky punchy stuff, but that's fine.
These guys punch anything.
Also, it takes a direction at a certain hour. I think at the hour mark where you're like, oh, they're doing this the rest of the movie. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
All right. I have to decide how interested I am to see.
I'm like, well, man, I've seen this before, And there was more laughs in it when it was called Three Kings,
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I love hearing production troubles. I love hearing about the production of that movie because it sounds like it was a fucking nightmare.
Was it a mess?
But the end product. It's just so fucking good. So good. It's so crazy to hear how little of that movie was planned out.
Yeah,
as they were shooting it.
That director was having meltdowns at that time, right?
Yeah. At the early parts of his career, he's still an abrasive director, but early
but this
parts
was
of his career, he was another beast entirely. This was
next level, immaturity.
Oh boy. Sorry, but our number ones, our collective number ones, and soon to be eventually number one whenever they do the third re-release or whatever. Soon to be number one worldwide at the box office, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Avengers Endgame which we talked about already for like an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, we don't have to
just link it.
Beat this. Yeah, if you want to listen to us talk about Endgame, go to that. If you just want a quick review, mine is I real liked it. They real did good with doing all the things that they did.
Yeah, they did. So you go find that episode.
You click and you listen to us.
You listen to us. Tell me.
Turn this around.
Oh man. Okay. I will say that it's and I probably already said it in the review. I swear I'm not drunk, but I probably already said it in the review episode where it's nuts for them to have 21 movies, whatever, and for them to be able to stick the landing that hard.
Yeah.
That will never cease to amaze me, no matter how many times I see it. Like the amount of payoff there is from 20-something movies.
Yep.
It's good shit. Anyway, it's such good shit. That's a Vince McMahon quote. Anyway, there's so much drama in wrestling right now. I wish I could fill you guys in without getting you lost, because there's a lot to get lost on. But yeah, Avengers Endgame, we can only really recommend to go watch the go listen to the podcast, because
watch it too, because it's probably a little dirty.
Yeah. My dick is out the entire episode. No, I'm kidding. There's no video of us podcasting.
So that means there's probably still a dick involved.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Can't see
I lost count of the episodes that I had my dick out during recordings.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we're doing not dicks out now. Like that's
a deal breaker.
I thought we had a pact, guys.
So let's move on to video games. I just absolutely love how we're not dwelling on Endgame. It makes me happy. Because I'm sure people
it's
are
the
like,
least
the time
surprising
travel
thing.
is so messed up. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
it's like it is the least surprising, because we've already touched on like the hate for it. We've already touched on
3.5 hours of just go watch that movie.
Yeah.
Come on,
guys. Yeah.
Just go watch that movie and then listen to the episode. And where we talk about spoilers.
We're $43 million away. It's gonna happen. It's not a big deal. But like,
it's not a big deal, guys.
Go watch that movie.
Get over it, because Avatar isn't really worth defending that hard.
It sucks, and everyone's coming around on it, because now people who used to say they like Avatar are like, I'm not too hot on it. I'm like, you used to be, and I remember it because it disgusted me. I remember something like that.
I know. I'm familiar with that emotion around that topic. I'm just totally familiar with it.
Are you? That feels good.
Yeah, it grosses me out. Its existence.
All right, that's all we're doing for this episode. Yes, this is totally Jeff being edited in at the end of the top 5 mid-year 2019 movies episode. I am only cutting in to our conversation because, well, we went way too long on this conversation for all 3 mediums that we were covering, since we just did movies. The next one we're going to do, as Kyle alluded to, is games. So stay tuned for the next episode where we cover top 5 mid-year 2019 games. That one is less long, but the TV one takes up the most chunk of time because it was a good year for TV. Anyway, so stay tuned for that next week. Definitely please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud and YouTube and Spotify and all those fun places you can find podcasts. You can find me at Jeff Whitty, W-I-D-D-Y on Twitter, and at EoC Pod on Twitter as well for the actual podcast. And find us on Facebook as well. And just come find us, man. We're all about having fun and talking to people. Okay, all right. For Jeff, Kyle, and JD, I'm signing us all off. All right, see you guys later. Catch you later, and high pitched ending.